Can Jordan Palmer, the quarterback guru who's worked with huge names, I'll read the list here in just a second, can he do Clemson a favor? What the coaching staff has, well, not been able to do, can he develop Cade Klubnik? That is the question. Welcome to Clemson Football Live. Wow, this week is flying by. This month is flying by. It is June the 12th, and it's just like here and gone. We will be sitting in the midst of football season. Before you know it, I'm glad you're here. I hope you'll subscribe if you like what I'm doing here and pass it along to anyone who does. Also, I'm part of the College Huddle. The College Huddle is just a group of podcasters and YouTubers like myself who represent their school. Check them out. You can Google the College Huddle. Check them out. I can't speak, y'all. It's just there we go. But the College Huddle, tell them that you heard about them from me. Let's dive right in. So over the past week or so, people have been talking about that Cade Klubnik has been working out with Jordan Palmer. Now, who is Jordan Palmer? He's former NFL quarterback. Really don't know that much about his career. I think he played at UTEP, and he had broke a bunch of passing records and so on. But the thing is, he was never just this household name. He is Carson Palmer's, yes, former Southern Cal quarterback Carson Palmer's brother. And, he played in the big leagues, I think, for 7 years. And, really wasn't, as I said, a well-known household name. But the guy turned around and started coaching quarterbacks, and he has worked with Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow, Deshaun Watson, Drew Lock, Josh Allen, others, Sam Darnold, as well as Jarrett Stidham. And when you say that, it automatically brings, like, weight with it. And as it should. And so the news came out about a week ago, and I let it simmer. Also, I was working on other projects. And I admit I'm getting to it late, but the question is just here. Can he fix Cade? Like, I have been talking about Matt Luke being hired. I had to clear up some confusion. There's some of you who thought Clemson didn't have 4-star offensive linemen. Like, somebody left me a comment the other day, and they said, well, hey, Clemson's got to start picking up 4- and 5-star linemen. And I responded, which they wasn't being jerk. They wasn't being a jerk. In fact, they were quite shocked when I responded. And I said, well, see, that's the problem. Everybody thinks that Clemson needs to recruit better along the offensive line, and they have a bunch of 4 stars and a 5-star. Our development's been that bad. And they went, oh, yeah. See, folks, that's what a lot of people doesn't understand. While everybody's going crazy about the transfer portal because, the media, they're low-hanging fruit people. Low-hanging fruit, you can correct them, and they're still going to go with the low-hanging fruit. You can make a logical argument. They're still going to go with the low-hanging fruit all the way until the season starts, right? They're going to do that. So, I have talked about this ad nauseum. But when I say that Matt Luke, we need to give him time, but he can fix the offensive line if we give him time. It may not be this season. People keep coming back to me and saying, but Cade. And you're right, to a point. Now, why does Cade need to be fixed? Right? I mean, that's what we're saying. He threw for 2,800 yards, 19 touchdowns, I think 9 interceptions. By Dabo's admission, he said 5 of those interceptions wasn't Cade's fault. And for some of you out there going, well, he's the quarterback and he's got to shoulder the responsibility. Hey, all right, calm down, Hoss. Calm down. If you throw the ball to me and I have butterfingers and the ball goes shooting up in the air and a linebacker runs through and picks it off, I'm sorry. That is someone else's fault. I'm a person who believes that you need to take responsibility. I'm not one of the people who's always passing the buck on to someone else. But if someone else is to blame for an interception, you got to pass that buck off to them because it is their responsibility that they can't catch flipping football while they're on scholarship to catch a flipping football, or they didn't run the correct route. So let's actually deal with the problem and address who's actually responsible. So Cade has picked up bad habits. We know it. I think if you talk to the young man in private and he was being honest, maybe he was talking to a friend who he trusted, he'd say, you know what, I've gotten to the habit of forcing the ball into double coverage. I've gotten it sometimes triple coverage. I've gotten to the habit of trying to make too much happen. You know why, folks? It's because he's had, other than Phil Maffa and a few good passes here or there caught by a wide receiver, he's had nothing good going on around him. He's had mundane play calling. He's had terrible development across the board. The only reason I think Phil Maffa, and I'm not knocking Spiller here, but Phil Maffa, I could coach Phil Maffa. You could coach Phil Maffa. Your grandmother, who is dead and has been dead for 5 years, could coach Phil Maffa. Why? He's that good. He is that good. I had the NC State guys on a couple of days ago. By the way, you need to check out that video. A lot of people really liked. Had Locked On Wolfpack on here. Had former defensive lineman Kenton Gibbs. He's part of that. Grayson Boone as well as part of that. They came on. We had a great conversation. He was talking about how great Maffa is. He's one of those guys that you get 2 quarters in and you're like, I keep hitting him and it's like nothing's happening to him. He's just that good of a back. But Cade has formed these bad habits because of chaos around him. And some of you are more than happy to pull out the old tube sock, fill it up with bars of soap, and swing away at a 20-year-old kid. When you should be asking the question, what's happened? Some of you want to go to the transfer portal. Let's go get someone who can bridge the gap. Someone who's already there. Well, why is it? Well, it's because we're not developing quarterbacks. Really? I mean, are you serious, Clark? For some of you, you'll get that later. But everybody is buzzing, going, here's what you're saying. I hope Jordan Palmer can override the poor coaching around him. That's what you and I really want. We want Cade to spend some time with a high-profile quarterback coach guru. And by the way, Tiger Paul Craven is in here. Tiger Paul Craven, I didn't get to watch your video, but I know you talked about this last week. I want you to go check out that video and tell them that I sent you over there. Glad y'all are in here. Got a bunch of people in here. It's good to see y'all. Tristan says, good afternoon from Asheville. I'm not too far from you. I was actually in the Asheville area about a week ago. It's good to see all of y'all. But going back to what I was talking about, everybody is wanting Jordan Palmer to fix Cade so we can have a shot at this season. Here's what we want. We want him to come in and fix Cade. Hopefully Matt Luke, this is where this is going, okay? We hope that Matt Luke will get the offensive line just presentable right now. We know it's going to take, some of you don't know it's going to take time, but it's going to take time to get these guys working together, getting the bad habits that they've picked up because of poor development. Got to get that flushed out, kind of like a good diarrhea, Sometimes you just got to have a good bowel movement. Go in there, you just chug some coffee and let nature literally run its course. You get a whole roll of toilet paper, maybe some of those nice clean butt wipes in there. All right? You get them in there, fire up an industrial fan, and 45 minutes later and half of a magazine read, you feel better. That is what we want. And hopefully, these 2 freshman wide receivers who have never played college football, and maybe Antonio Williams is whole, and maybe Tyler Brown can come in and do some stuff like he did last year, and maybe Adam Randall and Stellato can stay healthy, and Brennan Stool can come out and catch the football. Maybe we can do that enough. Maybe we can do that enough to override the lack of coaching over the past fill-in-the-blank years. Now, John Sarian is 100% true. Most quarterbacks work with outside professionals. Hence the names that I named out at the beginning: Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson, Josh Allen. They do. But see, for me, I know what you and I, especially as Clemson fans, I don't think this, because I think that if you're hired to do a job, that, you know, if someone hired me to roof a house, right? If I'm roofing a house, unless I'm just going to subcontract it out to someone else, you expect me to actually go up there, scrape the old shingles off. If there's any rotting boards on the house, I need to take those out, you know, because there's going to be a leak. It's going to have a soft roof. I'm going to put down some new sheets. I'm going to nail those suckers in. I'm going to felt the thing. I'm going to put on the shingles the correct way. If we need to put some flashing around the chimney or whatever, I'm going to do that. I'm going to haul off the trash. I'm going to go around your house with one of those little things you push around that has a magnet on it. It's going to get up all the roofing nails so it doesn't end up in your tire and cost you more money. You expect me to do that. You ask yourselves, see, we're not thinking about he's spending time with a guru. What we're hoping is that Jordan Palmer can correct the lack of development. That's what you and I are hoping. Really? That's right. And then Jay brings up a good question. He says, hey, Riley's the offensive coordinator. I mean, we found out last year he really wasn't. He'd been hired in to learn the Clemson way. And Jay says, well, he is the offensive coordinator and the quarterback coach. But either way, we found out Riley wasn't running things last year. Don't know why he wasn't. JR the Gent says, hey, Deshaun Watson immediately sought out Quincy Avery for quarterback training when Morris left and Streeter was named QB coach. He wasn't taking chances with his development. Folks, we are hoping that Jordan Palmer can fix Cade. Why? So we'll have a shot this year. We're hoping that Matt Luke will come in and in an 8-month period roughly, and remember, he's not spending all that time with these players because of practicing and rules and all this bunch of stuff. But he's supposed to undo poor coaching from how many years? In 8 months. Folks, this is a crockpot problem, and we're trying to treat it with a microwave solution. And I don't think that it's going to work. People, unless they are dying with severe obesity, they're going to have a heart attack, or their muscles are just like, I mean, their bones are like collapsing and stuff because, unfortunately, they are so obese. I'm not taking a shot at anyone here. This is just the truth. They'll go under the knife to get help. But you've seen other people who's taken certain drugs to lose weight, and they lose it really, really, really fast, and then they end up sick, in bad shape. Trying to microwave a crock pot problem normally creates a massive issue. And that's what I see with this. I don't have a, but right there, let me clarify that statement. I don't have a problem with him working with Jordan Palmer. Great. Seek out development. You need to. But I am telling you straight up, folks, that I think that people they have their fingers crossed. They're tired of hearing Georgia fans talk trash. There's crossing their fingers and sticking them in their ears, going la 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 la. Georgia's not going to beat us. La 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 la. We're really good. CLEMSON. We got Jordan Palmer. CIGER. They'll be the very people who will climb to the top of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and try to hoist themselves off, because Georgia's a pretty doggone good football team. Can Jordan Palmer fix Cade Klubnik? Really, it's not just making him sharper, making him better. I think what you're trying to ask in this question, can Jordan Palmer eliminate poor player development so we don't have to, as a fan base especially, we don't have to sit and watch a letdown of a season, especially when we play teams like Georgia and Florida State, and don't shy away from throwing NC State in there early on in the season. Can we have poor coaching development on the offensive side of the ball? And remember, you're still paying for the poor offensive line development. You're still paying for the poor offensive coaching over the past few years at the coordinator position. I don't blame Garrett Riley, folks. I don't blame him for this. Now, in 10 years, if it comes out he actually was running things and he was just, well, I just don't have the players that I wanted, so I'm just going to go safe, maybe I have to eat my words. But I think this is not can Jordan Palmer fix Cade Klubnik. This is can Jordan Palmer turn water into wine so we don't have to deal with the consequences of a poor offensive development. That's what I really think. That's what I really think we're asking here. Leave your comments below. Drop it in here. By the way, just want to throw this back out there. I understand that these guys hire these gurus, these quarterback coaches come in work. I'm not new to that. I'm not dumb to that. I'm just saying I don't think that's really what a lot of us are banking on here. They're banking on him fixing a whole lot more than Cade, and I just don't think that's going to happen. Leave your comment below. Also, if you want to join and subscribe, first of all, subscribe. That's free. Also, if you want to join monthly, it's $3, $5 per month. It's a great way to support a channel, and I do appreciate it. I hope you have the thumbs up. Last of all, we'll be telling you tomorrow at 4:30, unless something changes. So Thursday, June the 13th at 4:30, I'm going to be having Locked On Canes. He's going to be coming on over here. He's going to be talking. We're going to talk about the Miami Hurricanes. We're going to talk about Cristobal. If things don't really line up for Cristobal this year, I mean, how hot is that seat going to get? Who would they want to replace him with? Cam Ward, is he the next savior, or is he the next player who lets them down and they're back to talking about 2001 again? But I'm really looking forward to having this guy on. He's really cool and so on. So I appreciate him coming on the show. Folks, you take care of yourself. I'll catch you later. And as always, go Tigers.